So Tempur-Pedic, probably the most instantly recognizable name in the mattress industry, but do the beds themselves live up to the name? Well, we're gonna talk about that in today's video. Hey, how's it going? This is Owen, I'm with CNET.com, and we have our gigantic overview of all the beds from Tempur-Pedic. Now, in the past, they actually were kind of slow to adapt to the whole online mattress thing, but they now have several mattresses you can order and get shipped directly to your door. We're going to talk about everything you need to know if you're interested in Tempur-Pedic, including what these beds are actually made of, what they feel like, which one you should probably go with. They have a lot of options that we're going to have to sift through. And we're gonna have a ton of information in the description to help you with your online mattress search, including any discounts we can find to help save you some money on Tempur-Pedic, which you will probably want when we talk about price a little bit later. If you find this video helpful or interesting, make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to the channel. And let's just dive right in by covering the policy information for Tempur-Pedic. This stuff like shipping, trial periods, returns, and warranties. Tempur-Pedic did send us out their mattresses for free so we could test them out and tell you about them. But if you get one for yourself, you're gonna get free shipping. Now, the method is actually gonna vary depending on which mattress you wind up going with. Let's start with the Tempur-Cloud mattress, which is their entry-level bed. This one actually ships to you inside of a large bag, which is virtually the same as a box. It just arrives right at your door. So you just bring it inside, open it up, rip off all the plastic. There is an unfortunate amount of plastic, but that's just the way it goes, and watch your new mattress inflate. Now, I do recommend having someone there to help you unbox this mattress. I've unboxed several beds by myself, and while not impossible, it's certainly much easier and more enjoyable with a friend. All the other beds from Tempur-Pedic, though, will ship via a service called white glove delivery. This means a local delivery team is going to show up with the mattress full size, and you don't have to deal with unboxing it, and they'll do all the setup for you, including taking away your old mattress if you want them to, which is actually really nice because disposing of an old mattress can be a hassle unless you're just sticking it in a guest room or something. Now, consequently, white glove delivery means that it'll usually take a little bit longer to get to you because instead of shipping via FedEx or UPS, they have to coordinate with a team in your area to actually deliver the bed. But there is the bonus of not having to deal with unboxing the bed and not having to deal with the whole inflation process, which can take a couple days. So there's definitely pros and cons to both. No matter how the mattress arrives at your door, when it does, that's when your trial period of 90 nights begins. So you get almost exactly 3 months to sleep on the bed at home to really form an opinion on whether or not you like it and it suits your needs. If you decide that you don't enjoy the mattress within the trial period, you do have the option to return it and get your money back. However, unlike a lot of other online mattress brands, there will be some kind of return fee. They're a little tight-lipped on how much that fee actually is. Last we were able to tell was around 150 bucks, maybe it's closer to 200 now. So if you are someone who has some buyer's remorse and don't like the idea of paying a return fee, then that is not the best thing with Tempur-Pedic. But if you decide to keep the mattress, which most people end up doing, you're looking at a standard 10-year warranty with all the beds. So that's all the policy stuff. We should have more information linked in the description. Tempur-Pedic does do things a little bit differently than a lot of other more online-centric brands, so Tempur-Pedic does sell quite a bit in brick and mortar stores. But enough about that stuff. Let's get into the beds themselves now. And we're gonna start with something that all of these beds are going to share, no matter which one you wind up going with. And that's the fact they all have a very traditional dense memory foam feel. Tempur-Pedic was kind of the original memory foam mattress brand, and they remain that to this day. So when you lay down on a Tempur-Pedic mattress, it's gonna feel quite firm at first, and then the foams are gonna start to slowly warm up underneath you. You're gonna sink into them, and they're gonna conform to your body's shape. This is the classic quintessential memory foam feel, and it's what you're gonna be getting in any of the beds from Tempur-Pedic. Even their hybrid beds that feature coils aren't really significantly more responsive than the all foam versions we've found in our testing. When a lot of other brands like Kuhn and Nectar, when they have coil versions of their memory foam beds, they tend to be a bit more responsive and lose some of that memory foam characteristic. Not so with Tempur-Pedic. So if you're a big fan of that traditional sink-in memory foam feel, you're probably gonna like any of these beds from Tempur-Pedic. So let's start talking about the individual mattresses. So Tempur-Pedic divides their beds into 3 different categories with 5 in total and many options within those 5. So they have 2 versions of the Tempur-Cloud, then they have 3 versions of the Tempur-Adapt lineup, and then they have a few different versions of the Breeze lineup. So let's start at the bottom with the Tempur-Cloud. This is their entry-level mattress, and it's designed to have more of that bed-in-a-box style. It's the only one that actually ships inside of a bag as opposed to white glove delivery. Now, again, traditional dense memory foam feel on this bed. They recently introduced a hybrid version, but both are the same firmness level. And in our testing, we found that to be around a medium firm, so a really nice option for back, stomach, and combination sleepers. Fortunately, as of when I'm recording this video, the original version and the hybrid version are the same exact price. So if you are heavier, I would definitely recommend just clicking that hybrid option at checkout because it'll have a bit more long-term support and durability, which you're probably looking for in your next mattress. Now, speaking of pricing, I did say that this is their entry-level mattress and it is the most affordable mattress that they offer, but in the grand scheme of online mattresses, it's still pretty expensive. Queen size has an MSRP of about $2,000 before factoring in any discounts, which puts it in the same pricing tier as some more premium options from Purple and Casper and other really popular online brands. So from now on, we're gonna be getting into much more expensive territory, starting with the Tempur-Adapt, the original Adapt, which is the one right behind me. So in our testing, we found the Tempur-Adapt, the original Adapt, to essentially just be a better version of the Tempur-Cloud. It has virtually the same feel and firmness, but one thing that the Tempur-Adapt has that the Tempur-Cloud doesn't is its cover. The cover on this bed is actively cool to the touch. It's not as cooling as some of the beds we're gonna be talking about a bit later, but you will notice it. And that is one thing I think the Tempur-Cloud is missing. Memory foam in general tends to sleep a bit warmer than a lot of other materials like latex foam or more neutral polyfoam. And I think the Tempur-Cloud, some people might find it sleeps warm, but I think the Tempur-Adapt will sleep noticeably cooler than the Cloud. And it's only a few $100 more. You're looking at about $2,200 for the base model queen size Tempur-Adapt mattress, which makes it very competitively priced to the Tempur-Cloud. The next option from Tempur-Pedic is actually their most popular, which is the Tempur-ProAdapt. This bed has that traditional memory foam feel that you're seeking out. The cover on it is very similar to the base model of the Adapt, maybe slightly cooler to the touch. And more importantly, you have several different firmness options to choose from. You have their medium model, which is very similar to the medium model on the other two beds we talked about. Plus it has a soft option and a firm option. If you are a strict side sleeper, I can't really recommend the medium version of the first two Tempur beds that we talked about. I would say if you are a strict side sleeper looking for a lot of pressure relief, then the soft version of the ProAdapt is probably the way to go. The ProAdapt model is significantly more expensive than the other two beds we talked about so far. You're looking at about $3,300 for a queen size, which is definitely getting into that super luxury tier when it comes to pricing. And then next up in the Adapt lineup is their LuxeAdapt, which is supposedly their most advanced and most pressure relieving. Although interestingly enough, it only comes in a soft model and a firm model and no hybrid option, which the other two Adapt models do have hybrid options, which I think is a little bit confusing. I actually don't really see a reason to get the LuxeAdapt because in my opinion, you might as well just spend all the way up for one of the Breeze models. Now, if you weren't already a little bit confused by everything I've said so far with the Tempur-Pedic mattress lineup, with the Tempur-Cloud in two different models, and then the Adapt lineup with the regular Adapt, the ProAdapt, and the LuxeAdapt, we have the Breeze models, and these can get a little bit confusing as well. They break it down into two different categories, the Pro Breeze and the Lux Breeze. And the difference between the Pro and the Lux is the amount of cooling factor in the mattress. According to Tempur-Pedic, the Pro Breeze will help you sleep 3 degrees cooler at night, while the Lux Breeze will help you sleep 8 degrees cooler at night. Now, I can't really vouch for those exact numbers, but in our testing, we did find the Lux Breeze to feel a bit cooler than the Pro Breeze. So on the Pro Breeze, you get that 3 degrees of cooling, and it only comes in the medium firmness option in a regular all foam version and a hybrid version. If you go to the Lux Breeze, you get the 8 degrees, and it comes in two different firmness options, the soft and the firm. Now, I'm not really sure why they don't make their firmness options uniform across the board. I think that would make a lot of sense and make things a little bit less confusing for shoppers. And there's no getting around that the Breeze models are extremely expensive, some of the most expensive beds that we've tested. The Pro Breeze, you're looking at about $4,500 for a queen size. And then if you want to get that Lux Breeze, you're looking at about $5,500, which puts it well above a lot of other mattresses we've tested on this channel. And that leads us to the question, who should think about getting one of these Tempur-Pedic mattresses? And I think that's actually a bit more narrow of an answer than a lot of other beds that we test because of the high price point across the board for these Tempur-Pedic beds. The first thing is that you have to really love that traditional memory foam feel. That's definitely what you're gonna be getting on every single one of these mattresses. And if you're not a fan of memory foam, you just won't like Tempur-Pedic, and that's just how it is. And I think you will probably notice a difference between sleeping on a Tempur-Pedic mattress versus one of their much, much more affordable competitors. But the question is that price difference really gonna be worth it to you? And if budget isn't a huge concern of yours, then I say go for it. You'll probably really like this mattress. But if budget is one of your concerns, then I would probably steer you elsewhere. In terms of the one you should probably look at, I would look at the Tempur-Pedic ProAdapt model first. It gives you the most options, it's probably their most popular mattress, and it sits right in the middle when it comes to pricing for Tempur-Pedic standards. But let us know what you think. If you have any additional thoughts or questions, write them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. I know this was probably a confusing video because Tempur-Pedic does not make their mattress lineup super accessible in comparison to a lot of other brands. There's a lot of terminology being thrown around with the Adapt, Lux, ProAdapt, Breeze, Pro Breeze, Lux Breeze. So make sure you look in the description for additional information on Tempur-Pedic. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe to the channel. But that's gonna do it for me. This is Owen with Seen at Home. I'll see you in the next one.